This is iRock with Rockstars, hosted by Ryan from iRock 93.5.
Here, and we'll go for it. iRock 93. Oh, sorry about that. Cool. Hey, it's iRock 93.5. Ryan with you, and with me right now on the phone is someone you're going to see Sunday at the Rust Belt, kicking off summer the right way with the Pretty Reckless and Plush. Welcome, Taylor Momsen. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. How are you, man?
I am great. I mean, I know you're doing excellent because I see you at all these AC/DC shows that you're touring on right now, and I mean, that's just got to be a blast.
I'm not going to lie, man. It is pretty much as cool as it gets. AC/DC are just phenomenal in every way, shape, and form.
So do you still, sneak out every night and kind of find a different place to watch them?
Of course. How can you not? It's the greatest rock and roll show you'll ever see. It's absolutely amazing, and it blows your mind. It's the radio for the last 50 years. It's just the radio in real life, and they are just so great that it's disturbing. It is what rock and roll is. They are the definition, and it is phenomenal. And
they're still doing it. And I mean, can you imagine, 30, 40 years from now still being up there doing it?
I hope so. That's the only way to do it. So I hope that's where we are.
That is the goal, right? Well, so you're out there playing. You're out there playing these huge stadiums, sold out, every one of them, 60, 70,000 people, whatever it is. But then you're also doing just a couple, and we are lucky enough to be one of them, these one-offs, as we call them in the business, Pretty Reckless shows, which also has to be cool because, I mean, those people in that venue, they are there 100% specifically for you.
Oh, it's definitely. And it's so much fun to see the juxtaposition. And frankly, club shows are a blast. We have so much fun playing them. So we're especially looking forward to the one coming up here with you guys. And it's going to be awesome because they're sweaty and crazy, and the fans are right there in your face. And it's so much fun.
It's almost like you've been here before and you just described all the people that'll be there.
Exactly. It's going to be great. We're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and it's you guys in Plush, and I mean, I know you've already done one show with them, but have you done more with them before this?
I've known the guitar player Bella for a long time. She's a sweetheart, so I've known her actually since she was a kid. So they're good friends of ours, and they're great. And get there early and see Plush. They're awesome, and it's a really fun bill. It's friends playing together, and it's going to be a great time.
For sure, looking forward to that. Again, Sunday, Rust Belt. If you don't have your tickets yet, what are you waiting for? We're talking about AC/DC and the fact that you guys have been opening for them. I mean, first in Europe, now here in North America, and then you're going back over there. I mean, so you've been nonstop with them. I was in,
It's a long one, yeah.
It's a long one, but that's not a bad thing, right?
No, it's excellent.
Excellent.
It's the one tour you never want to be shorter.
Exactly. And I was doing my research like any good radio guy's supposed to do beforehand and looking up old interviews. And there was one I found from I think it was 3 years ago that you did with, I think it was Loudwire actually. And you mentioned, that at that point, it was still kind of an uphill battle for you to be accepted in the rock community. With what you've done since then, and now the fact that, you are on this huge tour with AC/DC, do you feel like that hill, you're nearing the top or at the top now?
I have no idea. I don't even know what that means anymore. I don't even know what that hill looks like. I think, when Angus Young calls you, it's kind of it's a moment where your head goes back and you go, well, okay. I mean, I guess it kind of doesn't get more, I don't know what the right word is, acknowledged than that, yeah. I guess. I think there's always going to be haters. There's always, everyone has their own tastes and things, but to be acknowledged by, heroes of mine is certainly an incredible feat, and I feel very, very fortunate and accomplished, I guess. And we've been doing this a long time, and it's a really, really cool feeling to get on stage with AC/DC every night.
15 years, and the fact, by the way, that it's 15 years with yourself, Ben, Mark, and Jamie, and no changes over that 15 years. I mean, that's not a lot of bands can say that.
No, it's a family, and we're kind of steadfast in that, and I don't know, it just works. It's one of those kismet relationships that has worked since the beginning, and it's not going anywhere. And I think that's that kind of foundation is so important, and it's I feel very fortunate to have that, and I think we all do. It's just we're family, man. You know, I get to tour the world with my best friends, and it's the coolest job in the world.
That does sound like the coolest job in the world, and it's good to hear from a fan standpoint, which I absolutely am, and I know all the other listeners are as well, that you're not going anywhere, because, you know, after Sunday, it's not like we're all of a sudden going to be like, all right, what's next? No, we want you to keep on doing it. So
we're going to keep on keeping on. You know, AC/DC is the dream. You know, is to be able to do this forever. And if they're the example that we're following, and they're better than ever right now. And it's amazing to watch that every night, and to have that as something to aspire to and look up to.
It's great, you know, obviously for a listener or for a fan being able to see it once, but for, you know, being on that tour and seeing obviously the behind the scenes stuff as well, like how they do everything that they do for any kind of band. I don't care if you've been around for 15 years or 25 or 5 minutes, to be able to see a band like that go through the whole process has to be just a learning experience, really.
It's really incredible to watch. And, you know, I think they always say, you've heard the phrase, don't meet your idols and don't meet your heroes and stuff. I got to tell you, AC/DC are just the coolest. Like, they're so grounded. They're so down to earth. They're just rock and roll at their core. They're totally rock stars, but completely normal. Like, they're awesome. And I love them as people. And it's been the greatest experience. And I keep saying the same thing because it just is. It's been the greatest experience and tour of our lives. Like, it is absolutely awesome.
Sometimes they say don't meet your idols, but that's because the idols are kind of D-bags. But obviously in this case, it works out great because they're not.
They're not at all. And you never know. You know, you never know what to expect when meeting. I mean, this is rock royalty we're talking about, and they're 100%. Just awesome. Like, they're just the coolest people.
Well, a lot of people already have their tickets, but we've been doing some ticket giveaways, and today I actually had the listeners send in questions to win a pair of tickets. And Angie was our big winner, and her question was, what do you do when you're not touring?
When I'm not touring. Okay, well, I have a list here.
Okay.
I write songs. I record. That's like my main focus always. And then for like fun on the side, I love to shop. I actually learned to crochet on AC/DC. So now I crochet. I'm like a crochet addict. I don't know when that happened, but that's my new thing. I work out and hang out with the band. And you know, Netflix, TV.
Right, of course. There's always got to be Netflix in there at some point, yeah. Well,
exactly.
You mentioned the working out part there. I know this sounds super creepy, but that's what social media is. We follow people. You're a very healthy person, but when you're out on tour, I know that can be a lot more difficult. You don't have your home base there to kind of, you know, keep you in line. When you're on tour, do you find the time to still get in the workouts and be healthy, but do you also have those little cheat moments of something or another?
I got to tell you, it's really hard to keep up my routine on tour, and if I'm being honest. And I do it begrudgingly. I'm in the gym every day. It's made, I turned into a fitness person in the past few years, and it's made touring really, really easy. It's made performing really easy for me. So it's something that I have to do for my own sanity and for the better of the shows. So I look at it like a job that I am required to do, but it does not make the job any easier. Let me put it that way. It is the bane of my existence on the road. I hate it so much, but I do it. So
you still get it in.
It takes a lot of willpower.
But do you find the time to sneak away? And I don't know what your vice is. If, you know, for some people it's a chocolate bar. For some people it's whiskey on the rocks. I don't know.
Well, you got to have chocolate. Okay. It's not a tour without some chocolate. And you know what it is? It's AC/DC catering. That's the kicker right there. When they bring out cakes that say AC/DC and the Pretty Reckless, how are you not going to have a piece of that? Like, you got to have a piece of that. And I'm always the first one in catering, taking a picture of it and cutting the cake. So that's my vice, my other vice.
And I have seen those pictures, and those are really good-looking cakes.
They're really good cakes. I got to tell you, they're excellent cakes, and they're dangerous because you can eat the whole thing.
Of course. But you can't, because then you have to go on stage, and you don't want to go on stage with a belly full of cake.
Exactly. It's just not a good look. So you save it for after the show, and then I house way too much cake and then go back to the gym the next day.
Right.
It's a vicious cycle.
I was going to say, part of the cycle of touring.
Exactly.
So those cakes are coming in from catering. See, that's interesting. I thought maybe like you were getting them as gifts or something because, I mean, people sometimes, I've seen even in like meet and greet lines, people will show up and they'll have little figurines made or something like that. I'm assuming that you have gotten some pretty wild stuff from fans at times. Like, what is one of the more, we'll just say wild, good, bad, otherwise, kind of gifts that you have got from a fan in the past?
Oh man, the spectrum is so wide. I mean, from homemade dolls and figurines, like you said, of me and the band, to full-on customized pornographic comics, like comic books about me and the band together. It's gotten vile and it's gotten really cute, and stuffed animals and drawings and beautiful, fan letters and notes that I always make sure to read. So all the fans know that. Love those. And then home baked goods and things like that, on the more PC side of things. But I gotta tell you, the porn comic was probably, that was out there. It was really well done too. It was like, this is professionally made. And it was a whole series of porn comics with me as the lead.
So that was interesting. Series.
Yeah, it was a whole 10 graphic novels.
I mean, A for effort, I guess. There you go.
A for effort. Hey, it was memorable. I'll give them that.
It's right. A memory that will last a lifetime.
Will last a lifetime.
So again, Sunday you'll be at the Rust Belt here in the Quad Cities. It's going to be an awesome show. So looking forward to it. And the next day is Memorial Day for again, all of us here, we don't have to wake up early, which will be a nice thing.
It's going to be a party night, man.
Absolutely.
We're looking forward to it.
So whether you're doing the show with AC/DC or you're doing, your headlining show, do you have kind of a favorite song, a favorite moment in the set that you always look forward to? Like, this is the one that I always get to have a little more fun with the crowd.
It kind of changes every night, but I gotta tell you, I think the best part of every show is walking out. Like, as soon as the lights go down and the intro music starts, the walk out on the stage, you can't kind of beat that rush. I think that's probably my favorite. That's what I look forward to all day. And then once you're on stage, it's just a ride, and it's different every night.
That initial surge of adrenaline at the beginning.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I guess if I'm being honest, I always look forward to Make Me Wanna Die. It was the first, especially on this tour for some reason, I don't know why, but it was the first song that we wrote and recorded as a band and the first song we put out, and I still really enjoy playing it. And we've played it at every show we've ever played, and I'm not sick of it yet. And I think that's kind of an amazing feat. I look forward to that one every night. That's
awesome. I'm glad you say that because I actually played that today. It's one of my favorites as well, and I'm glad to hear it's going to be on the set on Sunday.
It's always. It's a mainstay.
I'm one of those that I go back and forth. Sometimes I'll look at the set list ahead of time. Sometimes I don't. This one I haven't yet, but I know this one, and I'm excited for at least this one.
Oh, amazing. Well, you'll hear Make Me Wanna Die coming up and many more. It's going to be a great night.
Awesome. Okay, so last question here from a listener. Actually, a lot of people send this in, but I just got Holly's pulled up here. She said, what made you want to become a rock star when you were growing up?
I'll be honest, I don't know if rock star was ever the goal. I don't even think it still is. The Beatles is the short answer. I fell in love with the Beatles when I was a kid, and they changed my life. But the Beatles, it came from a place of songwriting. I wanted to be a songwriter, and I sang and I played instruments. But rock star was never the goal. I think that's something that it comes along with it, if that makes sense. To me, I've always wanted to be a really good writer and express myself, and the way I do that is through music. So it's just kind of the language that's always made sense to me.
Well, I have one last question for you, and this is a total hypothetical question. Just going to throw it out there. But I know that, you're a big fan of Soundgarden. Let's just say that they happened to be at some kind of ceremony where they were going to play a couple songs for a really special occasion. And they said, Taylor, we want you to sing one of these songs with us. What song from them would you sing?
Soundgarden is my band, man. I love them so much. It's the Beatles and Soundgarden. They're my two pillars of rock and roll right there. So I'll just leave it with, if they call me, I'll be there.
All right, perfect. Well, hypothetically, if that happens, I would very much enjoy that as well, and I'm sure all the fans of both of those bands would. That'd be a special moment for sure. Well, cool. Well, Taylor, I appreciate you jumping on and spending some time here with us. So yeah, Sunday's the big show. I mean, any last words for people that are still like, I'm not really sure?
It's Sunday, but you don't got to get up early on Monday, so treat it like a Friday. Come see us and come see what we're doing with AC/DC around the country, around the world. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be epic. You're going to have a great time. Come out. Treat it like a Friday. Go nuts.
That's the key right there. It's going to be a great time. Pretty Reckless Plush going to be at the Rust Belt on Sunday. I'll be there. I mean, and I know one song that's going to be played already. We'll find out all the other ones together, right?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it, man. I can't wait to see you.
Awesome. Taylor, I appreciate you so much. And we'll see you on Sunday.
Awesome. Have a good one.